Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today I have Boë Bowen on the line, and he's managing member of the Bowen Law Firm. Boë, welcome back to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
All right, Boë. Always excited to have Texas on the line today, and I'm excited to go into your firm. I'm excited to go into the Boë Knows Law radio show that you host as well. I mean, lots of good stuff there, and you're creating some great content. And I also understand this is live, obviously, what we're doing. So for the recorded audience, maybe they won't be able to catch it, but you got events coming up, and you're doing more and more out in the community. You're always doing events, I should say.
Yeah.
You're not doing more and more. You're always doing that. So we'll go into some of that as well. But before we get started with that, we'll start this episode the way that we start them all, with our Mission Matters Minute. So, Boë, we at Mission Matters, we amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. That's our mission. Boë, what mission matters to you?
The mission that matters to me is that I'm trying to create a family-friendly law firm, a place where the attorneys and staff have a genuine interest in the client's case, that they understand the objectives, and even more crucial, what's important to the client. We're going to be responsible and efficient, and thereby hopefully exceeding the client's expectations, not meeting the goals to exceed. But we're going to do that by being strategic, creative, and innovative, all the while upholding the highest standards of professional integrity and professional responsibility. We're going to approach the law with the concept of cause no unnecessary harm. We don't use the law to threaten or coerce. We use it to inspire, and we try to implement solutions that are going to keep families together instead of separate. We want to focus not only on the past, the things that no one can fix, but focus on that better future we can help them create. So I guess in short, I want to provide superior legal services that therefore creates clients that are going to recommend our services to family and friends, and then also fosters a sense of pride for the staff of those who work for what we're trying to create as the Bowen Law Firm.
Yeah, it's great to connect with you, Boë. And I know we worked together previously, but we got a lot of new listeners, new viewers, and I want to go into your background a bit. Let's spend a minute or two. How did you get started in law? What was your journey like?
Yeah, I took a definitely bit of a twisted road to get there. I've had all kinds of ways.
Don't we all, though, Boë?
Yes, but some listen a little better to their parents than I did. I didn't even complete high school. I got off on a different little tangent. And it didn't take me long to learn, though. I needed an education. I wanted to be an attorney since I was knee-high to a duck. I mean, I even trick-or-treated. I dressed up in my Sunday's best. I had a backgammon case for a briefcase. And I didn't get much candy that year, but I did try.
You were an attorney for Halloween? Come on, man.
People even asked, where are you? I said lawyer back then, so I didn't know the difference. But yes, sure. I wanted to be as long as I can remember. So once I figured out I need school, of course, I joined the Navy just to make my dad angry, who was a Marine. And then with the Navy, gave me the money and the more of a discipline, if you will, to complete school. And then, of course, I finished school, and I've been going kind of ever since. And I've always had a passion for learning. And luckily, with the law, you have to do CLEs all the time, continuing legal education, so it gives us that in the job. But yeah, I don't recommend people take the route that I took, but I do recommend the diligence and not giving up on your dream.
And everybody, the way I look at it is, everybody's route and journey is different. Like at this point, I've interviewed thousands of people, and I've seen like everybody from what I consider myself an accidental entrepreneur, right? Like I didn't know that I was going to be in the media business. And I've seen a bunch of different like routes that people can take. And I ask you the next question because we're, tail end of the pandemic, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of different things happening. People are displaced, economy, isn't doing the best. And there's a lot of transition. I guess that would be the word I'd use. A lot of transition going on. Well, what kind of things would you tell people right now that are out there kind of in that transitionary period, like that are kind of going through it and they're part of their journey?
The only thing that we're ever going to get for sure is change. And how we adapt to that makes all the difference in how we're going to make it through this world. You can fight it if you want to. Reality is it's better if you adapt and you change with it. It's one of the biggest things I got from the military and my father and my youth is that you have to adapt and change. That's the only thing we're going to get. The only thing that's constant is change. And the better you can cope with it, the better you can be able to focus and do in this world.
Yeah, it's great. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the upcoming book. Now, just for everybody watching, we will be bringing Bo on for a second interview where we'll do a deep dive. So don't worry about that. But today I just want to kind of scratch the surface, whet your appetite, because we do sell books. So when we bring Bo back on and the book's live, we definitely want you to pick up some copies. But Bo, what kind of things do you propose the upcoming book? Like, what do you hope your readers are going to get from your message?
I'm hoping they're going to be able to step back, no matter what kind of problem it is, and be able to tackle it. It's going to show them that things are never as bad as it looks at first glance. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And anything you can break up like that, you're going to be able to handle. And if you're able to keep that focus, take those deep breaths, truly, you can accomplish anything.
What inspires your writing, or just even content creation in general? Because I mean, radio show, you're doing events, you're doing, obviously interviews like this. Like, what inspires your creativity?
Needs of the public. I have that radio show, Boë Knows Law, and people will send in questions. The more frequent I get them, I try to, of course, always address those. It's basically needs of the public and the things that I've learned from my consultations, or just again requests I've gotten through my radio show.
Yeah. I see that. And it's not easy to, I guess, mentally, not for everybody. It wasn't easy for me. So I'll pick on myself here, like to make that. So when I was a financial advisor, I mean, almost, 12, 14 years I was in that business. When I was there, it was hard for me to make that mental shift from, being behind my desk and, just Adam, the financial advisor, and then to start thinking about how to create content, or even the importance of creating great content and getting it out to the world, and just kind of understanding that everybody has a story or a message, and getting that out there has the potential to help a lot of people. Like, what do you tell those others that are kind of in that field of, or that are in our traditional professions, like lawyers like yourself, or financial advisors, accountants? Like, what'd be your advice to them on getting out there and making content?
Well, just do it. Got to get out there and try. I have failed more often than I want to remember. But here's the thing, with all those failures, I actually learned something. So they weren't failures, those were lessons. And you
Yeah.
do build. There's that old saying about the light bulb and how many did it take? Why would this be any different? But as long as you keep learning and get a little bit better every time, before you know it, you're having fun with it and you're a pro. I can assure you, my first videos I made, a little
Oh my
embarrassing
God.
compared to what we're producing now. I mean, even look at the first video that we did together, the difference in lighting and little changes throughout that you adapt and you get better.
Oh my gosh,
Go
when you
with it.
remind me of like first shows, I'm like, oh my gosh, my first show. It was in my during my lunch break as a financial advisor. I'd run outside and I'd be in the medians. I'd have my phone out. I'd be doing, I don't know what I was doing. At one point, I remember the Century City Mall, like they were doing this like $1 billion renovation, and I would literally just hold my phone up, and every single day I was just curious. I would just go outside with my phone, and this is back in the day of Periscope, and now I think it's Twitter Live or something, but back in the day of Periscope, and I would literally walk around and look at the updates of the building, like, and it was just fun. And what I try to tell people is that, like, even if you're in like, really straight laced profession, your accountant, CPA, right? Financial advisor, lawyer, I'm sure there's the professional side of this where you want to create content that looks a certain way, but then there's also the other side where you want to add kind of the human factor to it. In a perfect world, you'll be able to do both, right? And the same content. But if you're not comfortable with sharing the personal side or things like that, then just keep it professional. If you're not comfortable with sharing the professional side, because maybe you work with a company that maybe doesn't even allow it due to compliance, I mean, just depending on the field you're in, your licenses, all that good stuff, then maybe you create personal content, and that's kind of like just for you and your family and other things like that. But you could be on your personal Facebook page and you could help people in your family and your immediate group, because, for example, like using you as an example, Bo, estate planning and the importance of that and what it takes to protect a family. Like, there's people around you that know you work heavily in estate planning as an attorney, but if you didn't create content, it doesn't mean that they're getting the value or that they understand the concepts. Like, they just know that's your title, right?
Yes, sir. Well, I think you hit on something pretty important there, and it's you have to be something you're comfortable with, something you
Yeah.
enjoy, and more importantly, you have to be you. I got that hit home. I had the opportunity to train with Jerry Spence at his ranch in Wyoming. He's one of my heroes. And one of the things I was doing wrong, I was trying to be Jerry Spence. I should assure you, I am no Jerry Spence. And he
None
made
of
it
us
clear.
are.
You don't need to be that. I need to be
Nope.
me. So the way I presented it as me will have the same effect ultimately as Jerry.
Yeah.
And that's, you hit on a very good thing. So as long as I'm me and I'm comfortable, if you want to
Yeah.
show person stuff, do it. But if you don't, then don't. That'll
Yeah.
also get you the type of clients that are more like you as well. So that's why it's important to truly be yourself when you're doing this kind of stuff, because that's who they're going to think you are when you're meeting them, and you're going to get people who are similar to you. It turns out the crazy people pick crazy attorneys. So go figure.
There's an audience for everything. I don't care. Everybody should know that by now. There's an audience for everything, for everybody and everything. So, Jeff, you can manage to be yourself and have fun with this as well. People will tune in. If they see you're having fun, then they want to be part of it too. Because who doesn't want to be part of the party, right? Like, who doesn't want to have
Exactly.
fun as well?
My best video to date was actually a bloopers video, and it was on YouTube. I got more hits than anything else I've ever put out there, and it's us making mistakes, but we were having fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. I'm not, if my team's watching this, we're not doing a blooper video. Not yet. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay. No. So I want to switch focus slightly here. I know you have an event coming up, and even though,
Yes.
so for the live version, obviously, like this is a little late, it's tomorrow. So but I want to talk about the concept and the importance and kind of the framework of the event, because I know you'll be doing more. And at the end of this, you'll be leaving information so that people can follow you and stay up to date. But tell us a little bit more about some of the events that you have coming up and just the thought process behind it.
Yes, sir. Well, tomorrow's event is going to be held at Saltgrass Steakhouse. It starts at 11:30. The first 50 people that arrive will get free food on us. Yeah, a steak lunch on us. It's
Man, you're
at
lucky I'm
two.
not in that market. I'll be over there eating some steak. I'm in Texas steak. Let's do it. Go ahead.
The address is the 23952. That's 23952 Northwest Freeway, Cypress, Texas 77429. And again,
Yeah.
that's tomorrow at Saltgrass Steakhouse, August 5th at 11:30. We're going to have an accountant there, a Mr. Ron Jeffers. We're going to have a money man there, Patrick Nortfleet, and then you're going to have Lena Severa and myself to cover the estate planning part of it. And we're basically answering questions, giving tips, and a free meal.
Yeah. And one of the things I love, and I always promote this and I tell people, so when I was an advisor, like that was, I mean, it's, we're all in our businesses doing our business, obviously, whether you're an advisor, accountant, attorney. I mean, you're taking care of your clients, number one, but if you can create that community around a great, team that you like from other firms and otherwise, and put on events, like just the amount of value multiplies, because on your end, like you can't necessarily provide the advice that the CPA could do, right? Or the accountant. You're not going to be able to provide the advice that, maybe the money manager would do. But
Correct.
in opposite side of that, they can't provide the legal advice. So if you think about like the tremendous value that the people that attend this event get, it multiplies, right? It just multiplies.
Correct. And it costs them nothing but their time, and they're going to get a free meal. There's no pressure. There's nothing to sign up for or do.
Are you
It's
gonna?
literally a service
I
to the
didn't even ask
community.
you this. Are you gonna record the event?
If I remember correctly, we're going to try to do something on Facebook Live, or was it Zoom? The money man has all kinds of different rules that we don't, so we're trying to
Oh,
make sure
that's
he doesn't
true.
get in
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah,
So he
yeah.
can't do a live thing, as I understand. I have to do it, but we're going to try to make it so people don't
I
have
was
to be in
just
person.
curious. Yeah. No, that's good. It's understandable, right? Like if certain firms won't allow it, they won't allow it, right? So
Correct.
it's understandable. No big deal there. I was just curious because that's another way as people are watching this and getting ideas for their own business. When you hold events, big thing you need to do is record it. I've done so when back in the day, I did over 400 events. None of them recorded, nothing. And I was like, wow, probably should have did that. But I wasn't a media guy then. I wasn't in the business. I didn't understand the power of the fact that you may be doing something, but if nobody knows about it, if they can't see it, did you do it? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, right? And in the mind or the perception of individuals, a picture worth 1,000 words, the picture, the story, the video, all the things you can do to document and provide additional value. So think about the people that are going to watch and not putting pressure on you. I understand there's a limitation there for compliance for one of the participants, but think about the people that are watching this show or otherwise, or in another state that want to hear your words and your content, and again, to get value from it, right? Like that's the power of it. And that's the power that I try to tell people all the time. I'm like, your expertise, your story needs to be heard. So great stuff there. I want to jump around a little bit here, Bo. You mentioned it, but let's go a little bit further. The radio show, Boë Knows Law, amazing show. Name, first of all, obviously, for anybody that's old enough to remember. But tell the format. You mentioned people submit questions. Give me a little bit more.
Well, it's every Wednesday from 7 to 7:30, back again in the afternoon from 5 to 5:30 or 1700 to 17:30. And
Mhm.
it's based on people who sent me questions.
Yeah.
So you can email me at bowenlawradio@gmail.com. That's bowenlawradio@gmail.com. And I'll answer their question. And then I answer it on the radio show. Sometimes I'll even make it into a TikTok and throw it out there, or even maybe in a YouTube. Also, during the show, we talk about essential Latin. I cover phrases you should know if you try to do anything on your own or just want to learn some Latin. We usually give a riddle of the day. I'll have a dad joke, closing it out. And then also, I'll include different passages from random books I'm reading, or just interesting stuff that I've come across during the week that I thought people would like to know. Usually law related, but not always.
Mhm.
And that's a quick, easy 30 minutes to fill with all that.
I didn't know you were on TikTok. I don't think I'm following you. What's your
Oh,
TikTok?
please. It should be Boë Knows Law.
Bono, of course, but it's Boë Knows Law. We just a mini vlog, and I've been having so much fun with TikTok. Finally, my team got me on it. I know I needed to do it for years. I understand, but the mental space and getting back to everybody that's watching this, like I just wasn't comfortable with that content yet, but now I am, and now I've evolved into doing it. So now we have our TikTok, but like that's the thing. Like we did a lot of content before, so whatever you want to create, like go out there and create it. I guess that'd be my message there. But no, definitely, I'm gonna have to check out your content now,
Please.
Bo. I'm in.
I just did one.
Man of many surprises. Come on, man.
I'm just trying. In fact, I thought it, as you know, there's sort of a negative about being over 40 and on TikTok. I'm not saying you're over 40. I meant for me. I know you're under.
No, I
don't
just
get
hit
it.
40 this year. Come on,
Oh
man. It's
my,
a
you look
milestone
great.
year
I
for
thought
me.
you were 35, man. So
Come on.
I didn't
I'll
realize.
pay him to
So
say that. Anybody
did,
watching this, I'll pay him to say that. Thank you. I thought I paid you to say 25, Bo. Come on.
I read it wrong. My sweat in my hand. But I fought it because everyone's like, "What do you mean you're on TikTok? You have a TikTok?" And these are all my buddies picking on me.
Yeah.
So, but I like it. It's actually a fantastic tool. They have a lot of good information on there. It's not just
Oh yeah.
punk kids and
It's
things like
evolved.
that.
I
There's a
mean, it
lot of good
started with
information.
dancing. It evolved,
Yes.
right? Platforms evolved. It started with dancing and
Yep.
now just fun, like short, and it's still short videos, which is great. But now the
Mhm.
content's amazing. I mean, just Facebook. Facebook started with college kids. That was my day when Facebook was launched. I was in college, and you couldn't have a Facebook account unless you had a college email address. If you didn't have a college email address, you couldn't have a Facebook
Oh,
account just for college kids. It's evolved now to where I think my mom might be the #1 poster on Facebook. I don't know, but she's retired. So like platforms change. If you're still fighting TikTok, you're in good company. I fought it. You're fine now. Go do it. I'm doing it. I'm last to the
it's
party.
fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got some good stuff. In fact, it's even helped me and my daughters bond more. We've done
Wow.
some of the dances and doing stuff. My daughter
Oh,
has
tell
hers,
me
but
about that. That's interesting because a
oh, it's
lot of
so much fun.
people want to connect with, that's what I think Facebook, like when grandparents started getting on Facebook, it was to see pictures of their grandkids. And that just changed and now they own it, right?
Yes.
Tell me more about that. That's cool.
Well, TikTok has almost every month they have a newer dance or move to do, or even a workout. If me and my daughter work out together, so we're doing the push-up things and tapping the shoulders, and it's a great moment to bond. Go ahead and film it and have fun. You don't always have to send it, but at least
Yeah.
get that time with your kids, and you're meeting them for stuff they like. It doesn't have to always be our stuff.
Oh, man.
Again, it is a blast.
That's awesome. Well, Bo, first off, it's been great to have you back in the show. Of course, we're going to invite you back for the second part of this interview as well, where once the book is live, we'll do a deep dive, and obviously we'll be selling books then, everyone. So we want you to pick up some copies. But until then, if somebody's watching this and they want to learn more about your firm, they want to connect with you, listen to your show, I mean, how do people follow you overall?
Yes, sir. You can always start on my website at www.bowen, BOWENLF, as in law firm.com. So that's bowenlf.com. And on there, you're going to see the links to all of our social media because we're on it all. I'm trying to keep up. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and of course, Facebook.
Yeah.
You can always find us at 713-574-7777, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I have real people on the phones, not machines. So you reach us there. But we're
Awesome.
pretty much always standing by through email. Of course, access as well through the website at bowenlf.com. I don't make it hard to find me. I try to make it pretty easy.
It's amazing. And we'll put that information in the show notes so that people can just click on the link and head right on over to your website. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time listening to a Mission Matters episode or engaging with our platform in general, we're all about bringing on entrepreneurs, executives, experts, having them share why they do what they do, their mission, like what gets them up, what gets them motivated to go out there. Not easy to start a business, not easy to be an entrepreneur, like what keeps them in the game, and how can we learn from that, and how can we all grow together? If that's the type of content that sounds interesting or you're into, I mean, hit that subscribe button, because we have many more mission-based individuals just like Bo coming up on the line, and we don't want you to miss those interviews. So again, hit that subscribe button. And Bo, been a pleasure as always. Looking forward to the next time I get to work with you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.